Teams from Lexington, Northwest, and Holy Name meet on the Nordson Academic Challenge.
Welcome to the Nordson Academic Challenge. And now, here's your host from News 5, Rob Powers.
Hi, everybody. I am Rob Powers. Welcome to the 53rd season of the Nordson Academic Challenge. Today, the challenge is quite simple. 3 local high school teams compete for points by answering questions. We have math, science, history, and other topics as well. Let's take a look at our leaderboard right now. The top 5 scoring teams this season will share in a total of $20,000 in grant money from Nordson. And then the top 3 will be back for our championship finale. That's where a grant of $6,000 is up for grabs. Let's get to it. We open with the lightning round. All 3 teams compete in this round. We award 10 points for a correct answer. We subtract 10 points for an incorrect answer or no answer. We start each team with 100 points. Everybody set? Here we go. All answers in this round begin with the letter S. S. The Gateway Arch welcomes visitors to Lexington.
St. Louis.
St. Louis is correct. This scientific instrument measures the strength of earthquakes. Lexington.
Seismograph.
That is correct. This is the medical name for your shoulder bone. Lexington.
Scapula.
That is correct. This is a Bantu language commonly spoken in East Africa. Holy name.
Swahili.
That is correct. Once called Leningrad, it's Russia's second. Northwest.
Stalingrad.
St. Petersburg is the answer. Every U.S. worker needs this card with a 9-digit holy name.
Social Security card.
That is correct. Antigone was one of the works of this ancient Lexington.
Sophocles.
That is correct. Bah humbug, a favorite comment of this Lexington.
Scrooge.
That is correct. This galaxy is named for a Mexican hat. Holy name.
Sombrero.
That is correct. Our final question today comes up from Joe Erbs, the senior pilot of the Goodyear blimp.
The Goodyear blimps, and there are several of them, continue to fly over cities, providing advertising and aerial coverage of marquee sports and entertainment events. This has been Goodyear's mission since our first blimp took to the air in what year? 97 years ago.
Some quick math. Answer? Lexington.
1925.
1925 is right. Way to go. That's the end of that round. We'll be back with more Nordson Academic Challenge right after this.
Nordson is honored to sponsor a program that celebrates academic excellence. We're a global industrial technology company with a long and proud history of giving back to the communities where we live and work. We donate 5% of our U.S. pre-tax profits to charity every year. Over the past 30 years, the Nordson Corporation Foundation has donated more than $100 million, and our employees have volunteered more than 100,000 hours. And now, we're pleased to support the legacy of Academic Challenge. Thank you all for watching, and the best of luck to all the participants.
Today's judge from Cuyahoga Community College is the Public Relations Manager, Anthony Mujayas. Anthony, thank you so much for being here. Great to see you this morning. And we welcome you back to the Nordson Academic Challenge. We're going to jump right back into our game. Time now for hot picks. One at a time, I ask each team 8 questions. A correct response in this round is worth 20 points. No penalty for a wrong answer here. Any team answering all 8 questions correctly will receive 25 bonus points. Our first team comes to us today from Lexington. Numbering 750 students at Lexington succeed in academics, including National Merit finalists and award-winning music, art classes, athletics as well. For your questions, Brady, we come to you from Northwest. Envelope 1, 2, 3, or 4?
2.
Number 2. All right, Lexington, these questions just for you. All set? Here we go. When the Pentagon was completed, it was noted that it had 3 times the office space of what New York skyscraper climbed by King Kong in a 1933 movie.
Empire State Building.
That is correct. What fruit has had a dubious reputation ever since a golden variety led to the Trojan War and a forbidden type caused Adam and Eve's fall?
Apple.
Apple's correct. One of the most valuable items in the Library of Congress is an edition of the Bible printed by what German said to have invented movable type?
Gutenberg.
That is correct. Let's go to the monitor. Here's your science question. Which of these figures represents the volume occupied by a gram molecular weight of any gas measured at standard conditions to the nearest tenth?
22.4 liters.
That is correct. Although he was an accomplished musician, William Herschel is best remembered as the astronomer who discovered what planet seventh from the sun?
Uranus.
Uranus is right. The sailors in Homer's Odyssey might have squealed in dismay about their transformation by Circe into what sort of animal? Answer?
Hamsters.
Pigs. Pigs. Back to the monitor. Here's your math question. Evaluate this expression, giving your answer as an integer.
$20.
20 is correct. In 2016, Barack Obama became the first sitting American president to visit what Asian country where Vientiane is the capital?
Laos.
That is correct. Way to go, Lexington. Nice round. Our second team today comes to us from Northwest. Students at Northwest offered a curriculum that both challenges and gives students the opportunity to better themselves academically, culturally, and athletically. They have AP courses, National Honor Society, chorus, band, varsity sports as well. And for your questions, Northwest, we go to Albert from Holy Name. Albert, 1, 3, or 4?
4.
4. All right, Northwest, these questions just for you. Set. Here we go. The first public reading of the Declaration of Independence was celebrated by the ringing of what large historic bell in Philadelphia?
Liberty Bell.
That is correct. Curiosity not only killed the cat, it drove what mythical woman to open the box from which all the evils of the world escaped?
Pandora.
That is correct. In 1878, 20,000 Americans were killed by what colorfully named mosquito-borne fever, later eradicated by men like Dr. Walter Reed?
Yellow fever.
Yellow fever is correct. To the monitor, here's your science question. Which of these terms refers to compounds having the same molecular formula but different structural formulas?
Isotopes.
Isomers is the answer. Isomers is the answer. To celebrate the anniversary of the D-Day invasion, Frenchmen drink apple brandy from what French province where the Allies landed June 6, 1944?
Normandy.
That is correct. George Bernard Shaw took the title of his drama Arms and the Man from the opening line of what epic work by Virgil? Answer?
Aeneid.
The Aeneid, correct. That is right. Back to the monitor. Here's your math question. What is the value of angle X in degrees in this right triangle if the apex angle is 53 degrees?
37.
37 is correct. Because the rulers banned printing presses, it wasn't until 1806 books were printed in what European country where Sofia is the capital?
Montenegro.
Bulgaria is the answer, but nice round, Northwest. And our third team this morning comes to us from Holy Name. Holy Name, a faith-centered college preparatory high school. Holy Name offers 14 honors, 10 AP, 7 on-campus college credit plus courses, along with activities like marching band, campus ministry, esports, and student government. For your questions, Maggie, we come all the way to you. Envelope 1 or 3?
3.
3. All right, Holy Name, these questions just for you. Set. Here we go. John Philip Sousa titled one of his marches Semper Fidelis, which is the Latin motto of which branch of our armed forces?
Marine Corps.
That is correct. A recent study indicated that indigestion can be helped by what ancient Chinese practice involving the insertion of needles at strategic points in the body?
Acupuncture.
That is correct. Charles Darwin once studied the male to female ratio of what fish, whose varieties include rainbow and black spotted?
Trout.
Trout is correct. To the monitor, here's your science question. A vector quantity is required for the description of which of these?
Force.
Force is correct. Joggers might note that Jog Falls are the highest waterfalls in what Asian country, which also features the Ganges River?
China.
India. India is the answer. It was in a house that she named Apple Stump that Louisa May Alcott began what first novel about the March sisters? Answer?
Little Woman.
That is correct. Back to the monitor. Here's your math question. Solve for y. Answer?
30.
30 is correct. In 2011, 98.8% of the population voted for independence in what war-torn African country where Juba is the capital?
South Sudan.
South Sudan is correct. Nice round, everybody. That's the end of that round. We'll be back with more questions and more answers coming up right after this. And we welcome you back to the Nordson Academic Challenge. Before we start our next round, we're going to take a look at the scores so far. In third place with 210 points is the team from Northwest. In second place with 270 points is the team from Holy Name. Leading the way right now with 300 points is the team from Lexington. Keep that in the back of your minds. Anything can happen now. Time to go head-to-head once again. This is our picture-perfect round. Each correct answer here is worth 10 points, but for a wrong answer or no answer, we will take away 10 points. Again, this is for all three teams, so hands on your buzzers. Everybody see the monitor okay? Here we go. This elegant lady was what 18th century French queen executed? Holy Name.
Marie Antoinette.
That is correct. This is the Halfpenny Bridge, which crosses the Liffey River in what capital city of Ireland? Holy Name.
Dublin.
Dublin's correct. President Rutherford B. Hayes left his stamp on American history when he withdrew federal troops from the South, ending what era that followed the Northwest?
Reconstruction.
That is correct. Simplify that expression. Lexington.
1.
X squared. X squared. Tiger lily flowers like these gave their name to an Indian princess in what classic children's story by J.M. Barrie, Northwest?
Got
Got to take it. What is it?
Never mind.
The answer is Peter Pan. Peter Pan. Sorry about that. Steel manufacturing got a boost in 1856 with the invention of what converter named for the British engineer who created it? Northwest?
Bessemer.
Bessemer is correct. The city of Samarkand is the site of the tomb of Tamerlane in what country whose capital is Tashkent? Lexington.
Uzbekistan.
That is correct. In this issue of Cleveland Magazine, we learned that what award honoring outstanding college football players? Lexington.
Heisman.
Heisman Trophy is correct. And that is the end of that round. We're speeding through this. We'll be back with more Nordson Academic Challenge right after this. Before we go any further today, we have to welcome today's team advisors. From Holy Name, that's Catherine Hennessy. From Lexington, it's Sally Gieper. And from Northwest, Gina Huskisson. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, all three of you, for being here. Thanks for everything you do for our kids. Now it's time for our Mix It Up round. One at a time, I ask each team 6 questions. A correct response here is worth 20 points. No penalty for a wrong answer. Any team answering all 6 questions correctly in this round will receive 25 bonus points. Lexington, you're up first. Set? Here we go. Choose one word from each column here. You'll name what ingenious device that enabled the Greeks to enter the city of Troy during the Trojan War.
Wooden horse.
That is correct. Please rearrange the letters in this rank phrase to name what small Scandinavian country where Copenhagen is the capital.
Denmark.
Denmark's correct. You can correct this opening line from Moby Dick by eliminating what word?
O'Reilly.
Of course. What same word would you place in both blanks to name works by James Baldwin and J.K. Rowling?
Fire.
That is correct. Which of these places is the name formerly given to the North African region feared for its pirates?
Barbary Coast.
That is correct, and that was big because this is for the bonus points. This statement was considered shocking when it was written by what 18th century pamphleteer, the author of Common Sense and The Crisis?
Thomas Paine.
Thomas Paine is correct for the bonus points. All righty. Northwest, now it's your turn. Set? Here we go. By taking one word from each of these columns, you can get the title of what novel, a part of the Twilight series by Stephanie Meyer?
Breaking Dawn.
Breaking Dawn is correct. You will truly have earned 20 points when you rearrange the letters in this phrase to name what Middle Eastern river that joins the Tigris in Iraq.
Euphrates.
That is correct. Don't think so. Please eliminate what one word to make this Arthur Miller title correct.
Shoe.
Yes. Fill in the blanks here with what same word to get titles by Philip K. Dick and Shakespeare.
Dream.
Dream is correct. Tobacco farmers in colonial Virginia were forced to ship their goods only to England under which of these systems?
Mercantilism.
That is correct. And again, that was big. This is for the bonus points. Starbucks would never hire the author of these words, what 18th century Prussian king called the Great.
Alexander.
Frederick. Frederick is the answer, but nice round there, Northwest. All right. Our third team today, Holy Name. All set? These questions just for you. Choose one word from each of these columns. You'll name what animal that led Alice down into Wonderland.
White rabbit.
That is correct. We'll send 20 points your way if you can rearrange these letters to name what Northern European country whose capital city is Stockholm.
Sweden.
That is correct. What same number would go in the blanks here to complete titles of works by Chekhov and Dumas?
3.
3 is correct. This is not right. Please eliminate one word to make the title of this Robert Frost poem correct.
Cubes.
Cubes is correct. Which of these 3 uncomplimentary terms from American history referred to Republicans who refused to support their party in 1884?
Carpetbaggers.
Mugwumps. Mugwumps. These words were written by what Confederate general whose name was given to a famous but futile charge at the Battle of Gettysburg?
Pickett.
Pickett is correct. George Pickett. Way to go, Holy Name. All righty. And that is the end of our round. We'll be back with our final and deciding grab bag round. It's coming up right after this.
To stay up to date on everything academic, visit us online at news5cleveland.com/academic challenge and watch full episodes on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and other devices.
All righty. Welcome back to the Nordson Academic Challenge. Before we continue, we're going to recap the scores. We're in the middle of a good one here. In third place with 320 points, the team from Northwest. In second place with 390 points right now, the team from Holy Name. Leading the way with 455 points, the team from Lexington. Store those scores in the back of your head. Now it's time for the grab bag round. In this free-for-all, each correct answer is worth 20 points. A team will lose 20 points, though, for a wrong answer or no answer. We have some visual questions. They are worth 30 points. Be careful on those. An incorrect answer on those will cost you 30 points. Again, this is for all 3 teams. Hands on your buzzers, eyes on the monitor when we need it. And glasses ready to go. Set? Here we go. Among the creatures that hunt in packs are what long snake-like fish that surround their Lexington?
Eel.
That is correct. In 1954, Canada's Perry Islands were renamed to honor what current Queen of England crowned Lexington?
Elizabeth II.
That is correct. In 2015, the literary world eagerly awaited the July publication date of Go Set a Watchman by Lexington.
Harper Lee.
That is correct. This is England's George IV, a member of what dynasty that originated in Germany? Answer is Hanover. Hanover. In 1911, the letters CQD, meaning come, quick, danger, were replaced by what other 3-letter signal? Holy Name.
SOS.
That is correct. What is the measure in degrees of the largest angle of a triangle inscribed in a circle if one side is the diameter of the circle? Answer is 90 degrees. In Othello, Shakespeare describes jealousy as a monster with Northwest.
Green eyes.
That is correct. One historian used these words to describe what man, the first emperor of ancient Rome? Lexington.
Tiberius.
Augustus. With fewer than 1,000 inhabitants, the least populated country in the world is what religious enclave? Lexington.
Vatican City.
Vatican City is correct. Choice. What Greek letter is used to symbolize radiation which has no mass? Alpha, beta, or gamma? Holy name.
Gamma.
Gamma's correct. In 1763, a surgeon named Claudius Amiens performed what may have been the first successful operation to remove what small vestigial part of the human intestine? Holy name.
Appendix.
That is correct. This Sinclair tartan might have been worn by author Upton Sinclair when he wrote what landmark novel? Holy name.
The Jungle.
The Jungle is correct. Visitors to New York are warned to avoid con men trying to sell what bridge? Built by John Roebling in 1869. Lexington.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn Bridge is correct. The mythical Narcissus would enjoy visiting the Palace of Versailles, where he could admire himself in what historic hall? Holy name.
Hall of Mirrors.
Hall of Mirrors is correct. Buzzer, game over. That is the final buzzer. Let's take a look at our scores right now. It was a heck of a game. All right, finishing in third place with 340 points this morning, the team from Northwest. In second place with 500 points is the team from Holy Name. And leading the way and winning this morning's academic challenge with 525 points is the team from Lexington. Woo, what a game. All right, that was fun. Be sure to join us next time. We'll feature teams from Edison, Maple Heights, and Monroeville. I'm Rob Powers. We'll see you right back here soon for another Nordson Academic Challenge.
This has been the Nordson Academic Challenge.